This is Wormy. I just wanted to do a quick little review on this lawnmower. This is what you call a Husqvarna, and it's, you know, I've seen some reviews on YouTube on it, and it's okay. It's not a commercial mower. What it is, it's more of a home style, you know, home style mower. And what it does is it does a pretty good job at the zero turn, where there's no turn radius. You know, pretty much just does circles. You can sit there and do donuts. But I don't know if any of you know this, but with the professionals, what they like is this. They like this Kohler motor. They like that one, and they also like the Kawasaki's. The Briggs and Stratton, they're not too fond of. Most of them, unless it's like a cast iron sleeve. Anyways, this little thing is pretty good. I think it's like 6.5 miles per hour is the maximum, and it's got a 54-inch cut, and it's very powerful. As you can see a little bit, I went into the woods there a little bit, and I'm cutting my landlord's yard here. Sue is her name, but she let me use this thing. For now, I told her that she needs probably a zero turn, because I told her I'd maintain her yard. She was renting a room, and she wanted $500 a month. And I said, well, you know, that's too much. She said, well, she doesn't really want a man, you know, in there anyways. So I said, well, how much for the shed? She's like, what do you mean, how much for the shed? I said, well, how much would it cost for me to live in the shed? And she said, $200. And, you know, it doesn't have any power or anything, but, you know, it's fine. I get to sleep next to this thing, and, you know, it's a pretty good deal. I'm going to get power out there. It used to have power, but, you know, I'm a master electrician, so that's no problem. Also a master carpenter and a master plumber, and I'm also a master lawnscaper. So, you know, I'm jack of all trades. The old lady I was renting from, her name was Peggy. And if people say Peggy, then Sue. Well, it's true, but yeah, she was a mean lady. I don't know what it was. She was tall. She was about 6'4", and she's so skinny she had to stand up twice to sit to create a shadow. So she was about one of the skinniest ladies I ever seen, and she was mean as a snake. Anyways, she abused her husband pretty much. But anyways, they say this Husqvarna is, you know, it's got like 1.5 to 2 inch steel tubing all the way around. As you can see, these things are pretty. These tires here are pretty thick. It's serviceable, so you can put, you know, it's got a thing in there for grease. I don't know if you can see that in the tire. You put grease in there, and it's pretty good. I was trying to help Sue pick out some other ones, and some of them are as ugly as a burnt stump. This thing, it looks pretty good. I thought it looks pretty, and it's got the Kohler engine in it. So I said, you know, that's a good one right there. You know, it's not industrial. It's not a manufactured deck, but it does have this here extra little thing around it to protect it from, if you run over a stump or something, it'll protect it for you. So anyways, it gets up and goes pretty good. I lost my driver's license not too long ago, and there's a dive right up the road. Anyways, it does 6.5 miles per hour, so I just drive it up there to the dive, and it's got headlights, so I bring it home at night. And if a cop stops me, I always make sure to engage the blades and make it look like I'm cutting the yard, you know. or cutting the side of the roadways. But it's a pretty good little lawnmower. I'm 6'2". I'll tell you one thing that you got to be careful of is don't engage those blades when you're getting on and off. Make sure to turn them off, because I had a pretty close call with this thing. I forgot to turn off the blades. And, you know, your foot about goes underneath there and you could cut your toe off. Anyways, I'm 6'2", and I'm going to sit on it. As you can see, it's just fine with me. You know, my feet, I don't really have, I'm not too bunched up. So, anyways, you know, I would highly recommend the Husqvarna. We used to call them Huskies, but I think there's something else called that now these days, so they make you pronounce the whole name. But I'd recommend it. You know, when I cut the yard in this thing, not much grass here. It's mostly just weeds. But when I cut it, it's like melted butter. You know, it's smooth as butter going on, and it's just I can't recommend it high enough. Now, as I said, it's not industrial. It is for the home users. That's what they say. So, anyways, I hadn't had it or it's actually Sue's, but she hadn't had it for too long, and it's pretty nice. So I would recommend the Husqvarna. And this here Kohler engine is pretty good. If you can't get the Kawasaki, I'd recommend getting this here. Well, you know the name. It says it right there. I recommend you get it. And it's got a nice, in the back, as you can see, one thing I noticed is it's pretty easy to accidentally run into stuff. I backed into the air conditioner and messed it up pretty bad. And I backed into, hit the bricks and scraped up the brick pretty bad. So it's hard to think fast, you know, especially if you've had, you know, a couple beers. It's hard to think fast with this thing, and it'll run over just about anything. I've run over a couple of the planted pines back in this trail back here she likes done. So she wasn't too happy about that. It will fit a 12-ounce beer and a bottle beer, you know, stuff like that, but it will not fit a 40. That's the only thing that I didn't like about it, you know. And this little thing right here, it'll hold stuff, and I don't know why you need it. It's about as handy as a shirt pocket. But anyways, I'd highly recommend it, you know. I think she gave around $3,000 for it. If it was me buying it, I probably would have bought something a lot different, but she's got plenty of money, so I just recommended this, and I figured since I'll be maintaining it that I would enjoy riding around on this thing a little bit. And like I said, I can go up to the dive and park it in the front, and it's got a little key there too, so nobody, you know, steals it. And if you want to, these right here, if you ever have to, because one time I ended up running out of gas on the way back from the dive. I forgot to check it for the gas, and it won't roll unless you pull this thing right here like this. So if you got to push it, I had to push it almost a mile, but if you have to push it, you got to engage both sides just like that. That side and then that side right there. You got to engage those, otherwise it ain't gonna push. So anyways, you know, I have to choke it usually when it's cold. But we live out here in almost in Alabama, so it's not too cold here. You know, it gets in the 30s, but that's about it. And like I said, she got it from Lowe's. I believe, yeah, she got it from Lowe's, and she gave like $3,000. So anyways, I would recommend it. So if you could just put your responses on this thing and tell me what you thought about it, and if you liked it, and if you liked the review. And I'm gonna see if Sue can help me upload this thing to YouTube. Thank you. Bye.